Okay, so with Matt Frevola. Thanks a lot, Matt, for your time for RMC Sport before that big fight with Benoît Saint Denis, November 11th, UFC to 295. First of all, what was your reaction when the UFC proposed you and asked you about Benoît Saint Denis and fighting him in New York?
I was excited about it. I know Benoit is an amazing fighter. He's a true warrior, and these are the fights that I live for. I want to fight the toughest guys, and he's got a lot of hype right now. He's up and coming, and I was ready for anybody at Madison Square Garden, but this fight is the kind of fight that really excites me.
It's Benoit against Matt, Benoit Saint Denis against Matt Frevola. It's gonna be a fight that it's not gonna be to the distance. No, it's not gonna be a decision.
Yeah, I don't think so. He fights for finishes. I fight for finishes. So I doubt it goes to a decision.
What do you know exactly about Benoit? What do you think about him as a fighter? What do you know about his style?
He's got great grappling. He's got great striking. He's aggressive, and he's tough as nails. And I'm the same. So that's what makes this fight so exciting. That we're both warriors. We're both well rounded, and it's going to be a fun fight.
You said it. You're two warriors, and you're two guys for that has some connection with the army. You know obviously that he was with the army, Benoit Saint-Denis in his past, and I know you had a post as a official reservist. So what do you think about that? And is it what do you think about that situation with the connection you have with the army, both of you?
I think it's awesome, especially we're fighting on Veterans Day, and what better to have two veterans, having a fight in the octagon and put on a great show for the fans, and then shake hands afterwards. Two great martial artists, two warriors are going to put on an amazing fight, and it's going to be a great night.
You like that idea about the shorts representing France and the USA?
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. I hope that we get them, but if not, it's gonna be a great night either way, and both of us will be carrying our flags into the octagon, which will be awesome, and we're gonna have a great fight.
We can say when we're fans of both of you, and we can say that you are two fighters that go to war in that octagon. So would you say that you are kind of fighter that likes to go to war, and what does that represent to you? What do you say means going to war in a fight?
Yeah, every fight that I have, I'm prepared for a 15-minute war. My last three fights were first round knockouts, but every time I was prepared for a 15-minute war, and every time I step into that octagon, I'm ready, and I'm ready for what my opponent's going to bring, and I've been having a great training camp, and I'm prepared. I doubt that this fight goes the distance, but if it gets to that third round, I think that me and him are both going to be standing toe to toe and looking to finish each other, even in that last round.
In his last couple of fights, but why he went forward, marching on his opponents, but he also took a lot of shots. When you see that in his striking defense, he absorbed a lot of shots. Would you say it's something that you have to exploit?
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely planning on landing my shots. I'm planning on hitting him and grappling with him too. He's a strong grappler. He's always looking to use that in his fights, which excites me. I haven't really gotten to show my grappling in a while, and a lot of people forget that I do have good jujitsu. I do have good wrestling, and I'm ready to show that if I need it.
What would you answer, Matt, to the French fans that thinks that Benoit Saint is gonna win and he's gonna get that TKO against you?
I respect that. I respect all the French fans. They support their own, and it's a beautiful thing. I expect the support for myself at Madison Square Garden. I am a New York guy. I was born and raised in Long Island, New York, so I expect my people to show up for me at Madison Square Garden, and I also expect a lot of French people to show up and support Benoît, which is awesome. We fight for our countries, we fight for our families, we fight for our friends, we fight for our supporters, and that's it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna rebound on that answer, but we also want to know a little bit more about you because we know you as a fighter, but we don't really know the man, Matt Frevola, the man. First of all, you just talked about that, but your relationship to New York and to your state of New York, and obviously this fight is in New York. What does that state represent to you, and what does New York represent to you?
It's my home. I was born and raised in Long Island, New York, and I was bred here. I was molded here, and I love fighting here. I love fighting, for my people, protect my homeland, and that's kind of what I see this. I have to protect my homeland, and this is my third time now fighting at Madison Square Garden, so it's nothing new to me, and I'm just happy to have a worthy opponent and be able to and now we're on the main card as well and put on a great fight and show my warrior spirit in the octagon.
You just said it, but third time for you in the garden. What is the magic about the garden? What does that represent to fight in that arena? And we know that is one of the most iconic arena in the world.
Yeah, exactly. It's the most famous arena in the world, and the biggest fights are always at Madison Square Garden. Even whether it's boxing, whether it's UFC, MMA, kickboxing, it's really the mecca. It's the mecca of the fight world, and to be fighting there for the third time, and it is a dream come true. Growing up, I would dream of this. I would dream of these times of fighting at Madison Square Garden, and now to be doing it for a third time, but the stakes are much higher now. We'll be on the main card on the pay-per-view, so I expect the place to be packed. I expect the place to be going wild, and the energy there is going to be unreal.
And what do you think about the support of the New Yorkers for you when you fight there? What can expect Benoit? An entire arena that will go for you, Matt?
Yeah, really, he's coming into enemy territory. He's coming into my house. But I do expect him to have some support as well. New York, uh, America, USA is really a melting pot. A lot of people travel here to live here. Um, and I'm sure there'll be French people there to support him, and he'll have his supporters there. But you're going to be hearing the steamroller chants echoing through the garden, and I can't wait to hear it.
And what was that like the last time that you fought in the garden? Can you tell us a little more about that? What did you feel?
Oh, it was amazing. It was last year in November, and I was fighting another foreign opponent, and I was hearing the USA chants, I was hearing the steamroller chants, and it was amazing. And I had an amazing knockout that night, and it was a dream come true. And every time I fight there, I get better, I get more comfortable, and I look to get better for my last fight there. And I'm expecting to even have a better performance this time.
We also have France and New York something in common because France MMA was legalized really really late in only in 2020, and in New York obviously it was in 2016, but it was very late for the US. Can you tell the French audience why did New York came so late to the MMA? Why did you think maybe there was a lot of boxing also in New York? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, New York always seems to be last when it comes to things like that. Um, but it finally got done. It was a long time coming to have MMA legalized in New York as well as France. And now the sport is legitimate now, and it's only getting more legitimized throughout the world. And I think it's really respected as a world sport, and it's really around the world now, so it's amazing.
Also for the French that want to discover you more, but what is your background with combat sport? How did you get to do MMA? Can you tell us where do you come from for that?
Yeah, I wrestled when I was in high school. I was a high school wrestler. But I played sports. I played American football. I love American football. I played lacrosse. I don't know if you guys even know what lacrosse is. Uh, but and then I wrestled and I played baseball as well. I was always an athlete. When I was a kid, I did taekwondo as well, so I have some of that. But it really that's really where it started. I was always an athlete. I was always a competitor, and I like to hit people. and uh, and the wrestling base that I have is still strong. And I really started training MMA when I was probably about 19 years old.
And what kind of childhood did you have? If you can tell us where did you grow up exactly, and in what kind of family?
Yeah, I grew up Long Island, New York. I have a twin brother that's always with me and competing with me. We play sports, and now he trains as well. So we're always competing with each other and helping each other, and he'll be in my corner as well. And then I got my mother and my father have always been very supportive. Come from a good family, and family is very important to me. So I really fight. I fight for my family. I have my wife now that we're looking to start our own family. So I'm fighting for my family, for my friends, for my team, and for everyone that supports me. I was never the biggest, the fastest. People always doubted me. As you can see, again, I'm the underdog again. But I've always been the underdog, and I thrive as the underdog. And a lot of people count me out, until they're in there with me and they see that I'm not just a generic fighter. I'm different.
And that's something in common also with Benoit. He just had a little girl, Benoit, in July, so he just started his own family.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I also read that you have a degree in criminology. What?
Yes.
Why did you learn criminology? What did you get from that? And do you have some link also in your MMA career? How do you use it?
Yeah, I was always interested in it, and I always thought about possibly being a police officer, and helping the community. But I was in the ROTC program with the Army in college, and that's why I graduated and I got a criminology degree, and then I joined the Army Reserves, and my MOS was military police. So that was always an option, perhaps when I'm done fighting, to to join the police or something. We'll see.
So you talk about the Army Reserve. How did you get there exactly, and what did you do exactly there?
I got there through the ROTC. I'm an officer, and then I was military police was my job, and I spent 8 years in the Army Reserves, and now I'm out.
And what did you get from that in your personal life, even, or in your life in general? What did you get from that experience with the army?
I learned a lot. I learned a lot of great things, and I've always felt the urge to serve my country, and to serve a higher purpose, and I just kind of felt that in my soul, and I've got it really developed my warrior ethos, and I'm able to show that now in the octagon, and it's really molded me to who I am today.
And so what do you think? I don't know if you know, but Benoît was in the army. He was really fighting in the ground. He was in Mali, in Africa, working in Forces Spéciales. It's some kind of one of the highest rank in the army, one of the highest, doing some of the most insecure things in the world. So what do you think of that?
I think it's amazing. And France and the USA have always been allies, and it's it's an honor to share the octagon and fight a true warrior from France. And really, that's what I want. I want to fight the toughest guys possible, and Benoit is one of them.
And thanks again for your time, Matt. Just a quick few last questions, and I will be done. But about your style of fighter in MMA, how would you describe your style of fighter for somebody in France that never saw you fight?
I'm a action fighter. I'm well rounded, and I go for the finish. I do not want to win decisions. I want to knock people out. I want to submit people. Um, so I would say just I'm an action fighter, and I'm a steamroller.
And you have that knockout power. Would you say there's sometimes debate in combat sport about that, but would you say it's a gift, it's something you have, or would you say it's something that you train?
I would say it's definitely something I train. I've got an amazing team. I've got amazing coaches. A legendary coach, Ray Longo, has really put a lot of time into me and helped me develop that knockout power.
And what does it get you to be obviously in that team and with Team Longo, Sarah? Obviously, it's an amazing team and a lot of great champions in that gym. What do you get to be able to get your training there?
Oh man, it's amazing. Iron sharpens iron, and we have so many talented fighters. Just back home in Long Island, we don't have to fly anybody in. We don't have to. I don't have to pay training partners to come and train. I have so many high level training partners who help me, and a lot of teammates that have been champions. Matt Serra, Chris Weidman, Aljamain Sterling, three guys that grew up where I grew up who became UFC champions, and that's inspired me a lot. Watching their careers and how they became champions, makes me feel like why can't I do that? And I truly believe I can. And we're getting there, and Benoit is the next stepping stone to the world championship.
And would you say that this fight is a fight between two people that have the potential to be one day champions? You and like Benoit?
100%. I remember watching him since he's been in the UFC, and having respect for his skills and recognizing his skill. And I figured that at some point that we would be fighting, and what better time than now?
And how does it end? That fight on November 11th in Madison Square Garden. How do you? Obviously, you're gonna say that you're gonna win, but how do you finish that? TKO?
I'll take a TKO. I'll take a knockout. I'll take a submission. Yeah, I'd say one of those. What's up? This is Matt Frevola. I'm fighting Benoît Saint Denis at UFC 295. Make sure you watch it at RMC Sports, and it's going to be a great fight.